Welcome back to Good Morning Colorado. Well, we're hoping for some good weather this weekend, and by the looks of it in Telluride, so far it's looking really nice. Time right now is 6:40. But here to tell us all about the latest and what we can expect today, Marty V's got us covered. Marty.
Yeah, good morning, Krajani. And we're not going to have any snow this weekend. We did have some of that up across Monument Hill last week. It's nice this morning. We're in the 50s. A few clouds out there seen from Community Banks of Colorado, but not enough to drown out the sun. And really right now, everybody along the Front Range is comfortably cool. And I say that because it's going to be hot again today, so enjoy the relative cool while you have it this morning. Still have some 40s up across the mountains and mountain valleys. Gunnison's at 57. It is warmer in southeastern Colorado. One of the reasons for that is there's been more of a wind, which is stirring up the atmosphere, so 70 right now in Springfield. FUTURECAST shows first half of the day pretty quiet. We'll have some clouds building up. You see by noon, we start to see a little bit of green speckled in across the map. By that time, I doubt much of this will be hitting the ground outside of maybe a few sprinkles. But as we move into the later afternoon hours, we'll see the storms become a little bit more widespread, and you start to see more yellows showing up. So under the stronger cells, then sure, you could pick up at least some brief rainfall. Some gusty wind will cool the air off a little bit as these go by, and of course we'll get some lightning and thunder. We don't expect any severe weather today. The other thing going on will be the wind. That'll pick up this afternoon, and these are sustained wind speeds, not gusts, and they'll be running between about 15 and 25 miles an hour. Strongest over the southeastern corner of the state, which is where the red flag warnings are in effect today, and we don't expect much threat for rain out here once you get away from the Front Range. Looking for 90s to near 100 over the far eastern counties, with 80s and 90s along the interstate. High country in the 60s and 70s. Southern valleys should be in the 80s today. Again, that's prior to thunderstorms arriving along the Front Range, because they will tend to knock those temperatures back at least temporarily. And I think we'll have the best coverage of storms, say between about 4 and 8 o'clock this evening. So we'll go through that time frame. Notice that these things kind of drift off to the east and then tend to fall apart a little bit over the far eastern plains, where maybe you get a few sprinkles or some gusty wind today, but probably not a lot of rain. And maybe through about 8 or 9 o'clock, we'll keep those in place. But then after that, these things should start to die out pretty quickly, and we'll just end up partly cloudy late tonight into early tomorrow morning, with temperatures falling back into the 50s and 60s in most cases in eastern Colorado. Still pretty dry up here across the high country. Leadville could dip back into the 30s, Gunnison in the 40s, but generally speaking, 40s and 50s should do it for most of the southern valleys as well as our local mountain communities through tomorrow morning. Again, it's mostly clear right now, as seen from Highway 115 in Turkey Creek looking off to the south. As you peer north, you see a few more clouds around, but nothing threatening at the moment. We'll track more heat for the next several days, and with that, some wind, which means fire weather will be a concern, and probably for more areas than it will be today. And really, on the whole, we're not expecting a lot of rain next week. I mean, we can't rule out some isolated storms, and we'll talk more about that in extended forecast, but I don't think we're going to get much.
Well, overall, I think we're going to have a nice weekend, pretty much.
Yeah, it'll be a little toasty, a little bit windy. So if you like the heat, you want to get outside, enjoy a little sun, you can do that. Just watch out for those scattered storms. I mean, they're going to be around today.
And time will tell. And have you hiked the Manitou Incline?
You know what? I have never done that.
What? How long have you lived here?
Well, a long time, since the mid-90s. But, I've done a lot of things.
Yeah.
That is one thing I haven't done. I'm not afraid of it. I've just never been able to put time aside to do that.
That's crazy. Yeah. Well, yeah, I just moved here and everyone's like, you got to do the Manitou Incline.
Well, we'll have to do that at some point.
Yeah, we will. Oh, I don't know. It looks really daunting, but I guess so.
Handle it.
But also